And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Before we do get into today's video, as always, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. So I hope you are all well. We've got a lot to discuss in today's video. We didn't do a video yesterday. It was a really quiet day for Celtic news, to be completely honest with you. There was not a lot going on, which feels to be like a familiar pattern of this transfer window so far. We've been very, very quiet. I guess, well, it's been very quiet in terms of incomings. There's been a bit of news with outgoings. Of course, Rokovata recently just signed for Watford after he refused a contract at Celtic in hopes to get first-team football. And there's also been links to other players leaving. And that's what we want to discuss today as well. That's one of the main stories of today, which we'll go through in just a moment. But I want to start today by going over the new away kit for next season, because a clear picture has now been released of the new strip. And to be honest, I'm a big fan of it. I actually really do rate the kit. It's currently in stock, but not yet on sale at the Adidas store on Oxford Street. So they're definitely stocking up on the kit, and it's going to be a popular kit, I think, because it's very, very nice. I will, of course, put a picture on the screen whilst I'm talking about it here. And I want to know your thoughts on that one. Obviously, the yellow mini green stripes there as well. And then, of course, the badge and the Adidas logo. I think it looks pretty clean, pretty simple. I think the sponsors, all that Daffodil looks good on the shirt. I'm definitely a big fan of that one. I think a lot of Celtic fans are pretty happy with it, but of course, there's always people that don't like the kits. Everyone's got different taste in what kit they like. But for me, definitely a big fan of that one. Of course, you spoke about the training kit recently. It was absolutely rank rotten. So definitely a nice change, in my opinion, for this one. It looks really, really clean. And I look forward to seeing the players wear that in the coming season. But of course, we are getting closer and closer now to the start of the campaign. So we won't be too far away now, back in pre-season, of course. And a lot of players will be returning now from their holidays and stuff like that. The ones that are still on international duty, they'll get a bit extra time, or the ones that were on international duty will get a little bit of extra time. But yeah, definitely getting closer and closer now. And hopefully, it's good to see that we are getting closer to the start of the season, but it's also frustrating given what's happening in the transfer window right now. In terms of incomings, not a lot's been happening. And unfortunately, there's no real updates with incomings today, of course. We all know what we need, what areas we need to improve. It just seems like the board and the club aren't making those moves right now. So no news in terms of incomings, but I do want to discuss Matt O'Reilly, the man that's been linked with a move away since January. Best season of his career so far, last campaign. Of course, our player of the season, the best player in the league. He's been linked to a whole host of clubs. We spoke recently about Southampton wanting him for £30 million, or we wanted £30 million for him. They're willing to pay £20 million. And now it appears that newly promoted Leicester City have now joined the race to sign midfielder Matt O'Reilly. So, of course, he registered 37 goal contributions across all competitions last season. An unbelievable campaign. And as you can expect, a lot of noises with him going out of the club. Of course, in January, Celtic rejected a bid for him from Atletico Madrid. And he was more than happy to stay until the end of the season. To be fair to him, he's not really kicked up a fuss yet. There's been no rumours of him being unhappy that he wants to leave the club. It seems to be more so just teams are interested in him, just given how good he's been the last season or so. So that's pretty cool that he's not really kicking up a fuss. But of course, so Leicester want to sign Matt O'Reilly after selling recently Kieran Dewsbury-Hall to Chelsea for £30 million. And they said they want to pay £20 million, but Celtic wants over 25 for a player who's contracted with them until summer 2027. So he's still got 3 years left on his current deal. The Celtic are in no real rush to actually sell him. They hold all the cards, really. Leicester will have to pay what Celtic want to sell him for. Of course, Leicester, a very rich club. They've spent years in the Premier League. They won the Premier League in 2016. They're in the Champions League the season after. And they had the parachute payments last year after they got relegated. And, of course, they're back in the Premier League now as well. So they've got loads and loads of money to spend. So they shouldn't really be stingy when it comes to getting a player like Matt O'Reilly. They should be looking to really look at £30 million as a bargain, actually, in my opinion. But it's kind of a strange on this one, because I think Matt O'Reilly is a superb player, of course, and I'd love for him to stay. Do I think he will stay at the club? Probably not, just given how much interest is around him right now. But if I'm him, of course, the money in the Premier League is so much better than any other league. We all know that they can pay, quadruple what Celtic paying right now, probably even more than that if they really wanted to. But does he really want to go play for a Leicester City side who just been in the Championship, that have just got promoted? Steve Cooper as their manager, not to be disrespectful, but what's the ambition there to go to Leicester? I maybe understand that move, a few years ago when they were, well, actually under Brendan Rodgers, I suppose, when they were getting close to top four, they won the FA Cup, they had a good couple of seasons, but now they are in a massive transition period. They just lost one of their best players as well. They've just been promoted. They just lost their manager that won them the title in the Championship as well to Chelsea, who seem to be raiding them like crazy. So where's the attraction to go to Leicester? And I don't think there really is one. I always understand, of course, AC Milan have been interested in him. Atletico Madrid have been interested in him. Don't get me wrong. Those two teams, I completely understand. You're playing European football. The history of those two clubs as well is magnificent. But Southampton and Leicester City, I just don't see the attraction. It would all be basically financial in that sense. It wouldn't be to try and win trophies there. Let's be completely honest. They're not going to win any major silverware at Southampton or Leicester City for years to come, really. Of course, it could be a stepping stone to another big Premier League side. But if I'm him, I would hold out and maybe wait for Atletico to kind of put another offer in, or AC Milan, if I was to leave Celtic. I mean, Celtic are a massive club, and he should, look to maybe stay here rather than go to Southampton or Leicester just to win silverware and play in European football. That's my personal thoughts. I might be biased, of course, being a follower of Celtic, but I'm keen to know your thoughts on that situation, of course. If they do pay £30 million for him, fine, we'll accept it. But at the same time, we don't really need to accept it. We've got so much money in the bank, and I don't have a lot of faith in the board to reinvest that money correctly and get a player that can be as good as him. I mean, our transfer business in the last few seasons has been absolutely woeful. So there's not a lot of hope from me to the board to get someone decent to replace Matt O'Reilly. So I'd rather keep hold of him, to be completely honest with you. But of course, that's not the way football works. Celtic will sell if the money is right, which is frustrating. But from his perspective, I'll be looking to go to AC Milan or Atletico, not to Leicester or Southampton, despite maybe them offering more money, just because it's better team, to be completely honest, playing in Europe. Challenging for silverware just seems like a better career move, but money talks. So it is what it is. But yeah, I want to know your thoughts on everything we discussed in today's video, of course, in particular, the Matt O'Reilly situation. And then, of course, your thoughts on that away kit for next season, or this season, I suppose you'll call it now. This season, this current campaign that's about to come up. Let me know your thoughts on that kit. I'm a big fan of it. I'm sure I might split opinions in the comment section below. But yeah, leave your thoughts down below. Make sure you do drop a like on this video, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet already. Hopefully in the next few days, there'll be some more positive news in terms of incoming transfers. That'll be ideal. So drop a like, subscribe, take care, bye-bye.